Hello, and welcome to That Goes Awesome, the only podcast where everything goes awesome. I'm Jaden.
I'm Christian.
This is Zoe.
Hi, I'm Brie.
Yeah, and that's Bree. We have another guest. So last time we had a guest on the podcast, we had Chris, who told us all about his story and stuff, and that was enjoyable. But this time we're looking to bring. Okay, I was about to say we're looking to bring somebody more uplifting, but not to say Chris isn't uplifting.
No, he had a great story to tell.
He did.
No, Chris is awesome, but this time we have a guest, and we're going to try and have more fun and more uplifting conversations. Yeah.
Well, sort of.
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
It
we'll
depends.
we'll see what we're talking about. But yeah, so welcome back. I just thought about something. Okay.
What are you so confused about, James?
Twin, you good?
I'm sorry. Okay. So last podcast we talked about what did we talk about, Christian, in the last podcast?
We had the trolley problem last time.
Yes, we talked about the trolley problem last podcast. So if you missed that, make sure you go back and check that out. Make sure you're subscribed and following on all our social media. That is Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and YouTube. It is either That Goes Awesome or at That Goes Awesome Pod, one of the two. Once you are doing that, then you're good to continue listening. Anyways, Christian, what are we going to do today?
Well, a few episodes ago, we did some good old classic Reddit stories, and we're gonna do that again. There's not much to it, except this time I don't know what we're reading because I'm just gonna find them. If there's ever an awkward pause where we don't have a story, they're gonna fill in it. So hopefully they can fill it in.
We got it.
Yeah.
I
Before
stay yapping.
Before we get started, Bree, do you want to kind of just give an introduction to who you are and why you're here and why you love the podcast so much?
Oh, sure, of course. My name's Brie. I'm here because I know these two goobers from my college. We do front ensemble together. If you don't know what front ensemble is, we're a bunch of percussionists that hit things, and it's melodic. Yay!
Yeah.
And why do I love this podcast? I'm just a podcast fan, and
Are you?
I am.
Like our podcast?
Just all podcasts.
But like our podcast?
Yes.
Especially ones
Yes,
that
of
go
course.
awesome.
This one every day.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
Thanks, guys.
You ready to listen to people tell their stories on Reddit?
Yeah.
I'm ready!
Alright, so y'all just start yapping. I'm gonna scroll.
Oh, I
and
thought
find
you had.
something.
I
No,
thought you
I
at least
don't
had a
have
first
Oh,
one
one.
yeah,
ready.
wow.
No, I don't have one ready. Go ahead and keep talking.
Okay, well, anyways, Bree has a long history of Reddit, don't you, Bree?
Oh, come on.
That's crazy.
No, I don't. I have a Reddit account, but I'm not like a Reddit poster or anything. Unlike you, I know you stay on Reddit every day, every hour.
I really don't.
I bet you're like an admin and moderator too.
So much so that Christian was still signed into his account on my iPad.
It's a cover
That is
up.
true. Okay, found one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're gonna be doing an Am I the A-hole again?
Okay.
And
Which
in case anyone didn't watch the last one we did,
loser?
yeah, basically people just whenever they have a dispute in life will come on here and tell the story and then basically ask who the a-hole is in the situation, and then commenters will weigh in and say whether they are or not, and so that's what we're going to do. So first one I found: am I the a-hole for telling my son he deserved his girlfriend breaking up with him?
Ooh.
So my son had a long distance girlfriend recently for about 2 years. She was great, a really nice girl, and we all loved her, welcomed her with open arms. She was flying here constantly to visit him, like a weekend a month, and he didn't lift a finger to go visit her. I tried talking to him about it several times and told him he should really start looking into flying over to her instead of expecting her to do all of the traveling. He said no. My wife probably had something to do with it, as she constantly told him she was afraid of him flying. I spoke to them both and said this girl is great for him. She was willing to move over to our country too, but said there was one condition, and that was he'd have to fly over to her country too, which is fair enough. He said no, he didn't want to fly or travel anywhere. My son was becoming lazier and lazier, eventually telling his girlfriend and us that he was perfectly fine, never traveling anywhere, including holidays, etc. Last week, he told us she's dumped him. I went on her Facebook page, as we're still friends, parentheses, she wrote us an apology letter about how upset she was it didn't work, but these things happen, so we're on good terms, in parentheses, and looks like she's with a new guy already. Me and my wife have no doubt she was seeing him whilst they were still in a relationship with my son. I confessed to them both that I actually agree with her decision and he should have expected it. He did not treat her properly, and I hope he learns lessons for the next one because he needs to make more of an effort. I said he deserves it for his lack of effort in the relationship and for essentially just allowing his girl to spend all her money and time coming here all the time. Wife and son are very upset that I said this, very, very upset, and my wife says I am being horrible. Am I the a-hole? I stand by what I said.
Dang.
Okay, what's y'all's thoughts?
My immediate thought is no.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
It seems like the girl probably got out of the relationship at a good time because she just wasn't getting treated the right way. If you're not going out of your way or trying to make any effort to go and see your partner whenever they're already putting in all the effort to come see you, that's just unfair, and that's just like come on, like, do you even like care at that point?
Yeah, that's not fair. I'm assuming he probably didn't even like pay for her tickets or anything like that. So like, if she's coming a week in the month, like flying in a plane like once a month, 12 times a year is kind of crazy.
Mhm.
And him never doing that is awful.
Mhm.
You have any thoughts?
It kind of interests me. It sounds like their son needs a little bit of like therapy. He seems to be maybe like depressed or something if he's not wanting to leave or do anything, even for holidays.
Yeah.
But that doesn't excuse the ability to like treat someone else bad. I don't think she should have cheated on him if she did. That doesn't like excuse that. But it sounds like maybe the dad needs to like be a little not supportive, but like maybe their son's got something a little bit more going on.
I think that's definitely a good point. I mean, because he is doing that, there is a good chance there's something going on under the surface, and he probably does need people who are there for him. Assuming everything's like normal with him, then I agree with the take I said before.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're wrong that, I mean, the guy should probably look out for his son, because
Yeah,
there
for
could
sure.
be a bigger
Yeah.
issue there.
But according to the comments, their son is 24 years old, and the poster says that he is very much a mommy's boy, and like she doesn't want him to grow up, but the dad does. So it's kind of like the son just listens to whatever his mom puts into his head. So it's definitely both sides over here have some work to do, and the dad needs to communicate better, I'd say. But it's still in this situation. I don't think the dad is the a-hole. He just like that. I think that's a good like kick in the butt for the son to realize that he has some self-reflection to do, and for the mom to realize that her son is not perfect.
Yeah, sounds like the parents need to do some reflecting to be.
Well,
Yeah.
everyone in this situation does, except well, I guess I was gonna say except for the girlfriend, but she did cheat on him.
Yeah.
If she cheated on him, that's just crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, but
that's not acceptable. But
I don't think she's wrong for wanting to get out of the
no,
situation.
she should have just done it sooner.
And she should have done it sooner before she started messing around with another guy.
Yeah, that's not good. But she was not wrong for leaving him. Just the way she went about it was not good. But he was absolutely in the wrong during the relationship for not supporting her in any way and letting her do all of this stuff. That's not, especially whenever she said she was going to move here, and he said that that the only thing there was that he has to come visit her country once, and he says no.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Needs
Like
to be 50-50.
being in a long distance relationship and you have a chance to live with your partner and you say no,
Yeah.
it's
that's-
crazy.
Yeah.
That's awful. So no, he's the a-hole in the situation. The dad is not, but everyone here has something they need to
Yeah,
work
Yeah,
something
no,
they could
for
work
sure.
on.
For sure.
on. Okay.
I think they definitely probably. You can go ahead and start finding another one.
That's what I'm working on now.
I think they probably had to live in Europe, right? If it's just like that
The
convenient to go.
the quote like about the mommy's boy thing did say mummy's boy. So
Ah.
No, definitely from Europe. It's a lot easier to go to like a different country in Europe. I like
Yeah.
thinking about that here in like the United States. That's like a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I found another one.
Okay, you're on
Take it away.
it. Take it away.
Am I the a-hole for switching to regular milk to prove my lactose intolerant roommate keeps stealing from me? This one's a bit of a long one, but it's not super long. But me and two other guys share an apartment together, and we split all the bills. The only thing we don't split costs on is groceries. Everyone's in charge of buying their own food, and we don't touch whatever doesn't belong to us in the fridge. We put our names on everything so no one gets mixed up. The issue has been going on for almost a year, and I'm sick of it. One of my roommates, R, keeps stealing my food. I get home from work and containers with my leftovers are sometimes missing, they have my name written on it, or my stuff finishes too quick. My gallon of milk, for example. I buy almond milk because I like the taste, but it seems to finish after a week even though I've only drank once or twice. I've confronted R about this lots of times and that's caused a lot of arguments. He outright denies it and tells me I'm crazy even though it's so obvious. My other roommate and I carpool together because we both work the same early morning shifts around the same area, so I know it's not him. It's always after we get back home and R's already left for work that I notice my food is gone. My roommates also had a similar problem, but not as often as I do. I'm guessing because R doesn't like what he buys. The funny thing is R buys a lot for himself and is even more stingy about his food. He will literally point out what's his when he comes back from grocery shopping and tell us not to touch it. Last week, my milk was nearly empty again and I got fed up. I went to the liquor store and bought regular dairy milk. I drank what was left of my almond milk and refilled the gallon with the one I bought. This was to catch/prove R is the one stealing since he's lactose intolerant. The next day, Saturday, we get back from work and R is pissed. He yells at me that he was stuck in the bathroom for 40 minutes with diarrhea because of my milk. He was using it to make a shake. I only responded with, "So then you're the one who's been stealing." He freaking exploded. Yeah, he admitted he was sometimes he admitted he was sometimes drinking my milk and eating my food, but he was more mad that I switched milks than the fact that he was caught. I told him I wouldn't have done that if he just stopped taking my stuff from the fridge or at least told the truth instead of trying to make it seem like I was making it up. My roommate backed me up and thought it was kind of funny he got payback for stealing from us. It's a little tense right now. My roommate told me R is trying to convince him to agree to kick me out. Little does he know that we're both looking for somewhere else to move together because we are sick of his crap. I told some buddies what happened, and if you think I was an a-hole for that, I feel like I'm not in the wrong here. He was taking my food and not even owning up to it, and I wanted to prove it. Does that make me the a-hole?
No.
It's kind of complicated though.
What?
I'm more on the side of no, he's not the a-hole because the guy was stealing his milk and whatever he caught him. But like, it's not that extreme. But you're also kind of like poisoning somebody. If you're like no, I lean more on the other side, but he was pretty sure that the guy was going to drink his milk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you are putting something, you're giving somebody something to put into their body that you know will do damage to their body. And that is literally like poisoning somebody.
I see what you're saying, but I don't think this guy was the a-hole for doing that. It was his stuff, and yeah, he knows that the guy was gonna drink it. It's still the guy's fault for drinking it, but also it's not like he like did something like actually atrocious. Like if the guy was like allergic to peanut butter and he swapped out his almond butter for peanut butter, it's just something that's gonna make him go to the bathroom a lot. It's not like he's literally gonna kill this guy. The guy's not like
You made him explode on him.
allergic to milk, but I don't really know if I don't really know if lactose intolerance is technically like an allergy to dairy. It might be.
I think it's an enzyme thing.
I think it is, but like, it's like a reaction that is not going to actually like seriously cause damage. I know plenty of people who are lactose intolerant that literally just tank it because they like ice cream.
No, yeah, that's true. And I do definitely lean more towards the other side. That was just that was one thought that went through my head.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it feels kind of like you're intentionally like harming somebody. So
Yeah, I think
I get that.
yeah, it's valid to feel that way, but overall, I would have probably done the same thing, especially if it's been
Bad boy me.
especially if it's been communicated to like stop eating my food. And I know like when you're young, it can be hard to get groceries. And if the other person is being stingy and being like, "Well, don't eat my stuff," I would have done the same.
You would have
thing.
poisoned
Maybe
them?
it's petty. Oh my gosh, not that aggressively, but yeah.
I don't.
But yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and like, but I still think that it's just that whole aspect of it wasn't his to take, so he can only blame himself. Even if the guy knew that he was probably gonna drink it, it's still his fault for drinking it.
Or maybe if it wasn't like lactose intolerance, kind of like you mentioned, but that just is gonna make for a bad bathroom time, and I think that's hopefully enough to teach a lesson, but nothing like dire.
No, I think I agree. Yeah.
Well, next one.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Am I the a-hole for yelling at my girlfriend to stop effing eating?
Yes. Don't yell at your girlfriend. They're fragile.
Okay.
Somebody quote me.
My male 26 sister, female 23, runs a bakery business, and she's been struggling lately to keep up with orders because she's been short-staffed. She does a lot of orders for wedding cakes that require custard or marmalade fillings, and I offered to help her out by making these fillings at home and bringing them to her so she has less work to do. Unfortunately, the past 4 times I've made these fillings, my girlfriend, female 24, has literally dipped her fingers into the filling jars and contaminated them because, in her words, she just wanted to try some. I've tried explaining to her that she can't dip her fingers in and contaminate the entire batch because then I have to remake it. I said she should use a spoon and take some out if she wants to try so bad, but she just pouts and says that she likes using her fingers because it takes her back to her childhood. Today, I was trying to finish some chocolate custard to send it over to my sister really fast because she was running late on a wedding cake order for an important client. I told my girlfriend beforehand not to eat the custard, and if she really wanted to please use a spoon. I get out of the shower, and what do I see? She has her fingers in it again. I totally lost it because this is the 5th time she blatantly disregarded what I said, and I yelled at her and told her to stop effing eating the food I'm making because it's not for her and she's contaminating it. She started crying and got mad at me for fat shaming her, even though I had made no comment on her weight, and she has no history of weight issues or eating disorders. I know I was harsh, but she kept pushing my limits. Am I the a-hole?
I said what I said at first, but grow up, bro.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Absolutely, that's awful.
How old did you say they were?
He's 26, she's 24.
She's 24 and she can't stop dipping her finger in the freaking icing?
Yeah, that's rough. If it's not like he's not making it for like them, because I feel like it's different if you like are making brownies or something and you like dip your finger in it and it's like literally your house, like it's not leaving your house or whatever. That's fine. It's going to an actual like place that sells this stuff.
Yeah, he is supporting a business with an important client, but that doesn't even matter. That does matter, but the big thing is he literally told her verbatim, stop doing this. Stop doing this.
Yeah.
You can't do this. This is important. Don't do this. And she did it again. So yeah, she deserved to get yelled at. I don't care how fragile the
I
girlfriend
agree.
is.
What do you think, Brie?
Sorry.
Well, I maybe won't be as passionate as Jaden was. I think that no, he's not the a-hole. I think he could have maybe worded it a little bit nicer, but I also get that his buttons were being pushed.
I'm sure he did word it nice for the first 4 times.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Not to go back to this, but therapy. It might be something for her if she's like, if it's to the point where she's trying to relive like something in her childhood so desperately that she's like pushing away what he says. It's something that's like a kind of maybe not a red flag is the right word, but
I'd say it's a red flag the way she said it, because like if it was one time and she didn't and she listened and didn't do it again, that's fine. I mean, it's still a little weird to do it the first time, considering she knows what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's been multiple times and she keeps doing it, at that point, it's like not just weird that she's doing it to like relive her childhood or whatever. It's also just a blatant disrespect for both the poster and his sister. Because like contaminating food,
That can
of
get
a
you
restaurant
sued.
is that's extremely important. Someone could get sick and then it comes back on them. But also like he's doing this like to support family, and she's just blatantly disrespecting him whenever he's already asked multiple times. And he was in the shower the last time she did it, so she was thinking she wouldn't get away. She wouldn't get away with it.
Yeah, that was another
She was
thing I
thinking
was
he
gonna
wouldn't see it.
say.
So that's
Oh.
not
Doing
She's-
it behind his back.
She's trying to get a sneaky
too.
dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like she's trying to maybe relive something childhood-wise, and for me, that's always like a therapy red flag.
I licked the spoon. I personally did not dip my fingers in the food, but
I mean, I will like gobble up some batter every once
Oh,
in a
yeah, I
while,
did too.
but
Oh, I'll
like,
lick a spoon.
yeah, I will too. But usually it's after the whole thing is done, and I'm licking like the bowl or whatever
but
that
like,
is not being used
yeah,
anymore.
specifically what she was doing, like saying she was dipping her hands in to relive like the childhood thing, and also
Yeah.
going behind his back, like it just, I don't know. It's like, that's a little,
Yeah,
it's a little sus girlfriend.
Yeah, it's bad. And the first comment, the most liked one, has 85,000 likes, by the way. Says, does she also wear a diaper and draw on the walls with crayons because it reminds her of
Yeah.
her childhood? Not the a-hole. And then the poster replies, oh, I feel so guilty for laughing about this.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's obviously bad.
Yeah.
And like, you can't just do things because it reminds you of your childhood.
No, that's crazy. Like the first thing I said, she needs to grow up.
yeah. Coping
Br-
mechanisms.
Have you ever went to therapy?
Me?
Hmm?
Mhm. Have you?
I have. Did you go to therapy a lot?
Yeah. I still do actually.
Oh, you're actively going to therapy.
Mhm.
When did you start going to therapy?
Probably like freshman year of high school. It's kind
Oh.
of been on and off.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
But you've went for a while then.
Mhm.
Yeah, I went for like I went to therapy for like a very short amount of time. I went like probably about a month. But I would definitely recommend therapy. Everybody should go talk to a therapist.
Yes. What about you, Christian?
I have not been to therapy.
Even if you're like you think you're happy and like everything's fine, like it doesn't have to just be because you're depressed, or it doesn't just have to be because
Yeah.
you're like you have an issue or something. Like everybody, I think, especially this day and age with how badly people are just like mentally affected by things. I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mental health people that struggle with mental health, even if they don't know they're struggling with mental health. Everybody should go talk to a therapist, and because it's not gonna hurt. It's just gonna make you like
Yeah.
understand your emotions better, which is always a good thing.
Teaches you, even speaking skills, which is always nice. But I mean, even for me, like it's not always like, oh, I'm super sad or I need help. Sometimes it's just good to talk things out because that's the way you can understand emotions. So, go do therapy. Go do therapy.
Yeah, you should try it.
Therapy goes awesome.
Yeah.
I'll go to therapy for a year and come back next year
No,
with a new episode.
we should all go to therapy together and do a therapy vlog.
Oof.
A vlog. Imagine having my chair. I feel like the therapist would call that out when I pull my phone out and I start like, "Hey guys, this is my therapist."
You don't tell them beforehand.
Oh.
You just start recording. That'd be awesome.
that
would-
would go awesome.
That would go awesome.
Okay, so I found the new one.
'Kay.
Am I the a-hole for deleting my friends' wedding photos in front of them? Hey.
That's crazy.
I'm not really a photographer. I'm a dog groomer.
Alright.
Crazy.
Did anybody
interest.
accuse them of being a photographer? That's just how you introduce yourself.
My name is Christian. I'm not a photographer, but I am a dog groomer.
Okay, I was curious, so thank you.
So I take lots of photos of dogs all day to put on my Facebook and Instagram. It's my thing, if that makes sense. I cut and a photo with every appointment. Oh, a cut and a photo with every appointment. I very seldom shoot things other than dogs, even if I have a nice setup. I personally don't even shoot dogs.
Whoa.
Why would they do that?
A friend
That is
got
not written down.
a friend got married a few days ago and wanted to save money. Asked if I'd shoot it for them. I told him it's not really my forte, but he convinced me by saying he didn't care if they were perfect. They were on a shoestring budget, and I agreed to shoot it for $250, which is nothing for a 10-hour event, which is very true. On the day of, I'm driving around, following the bride as she goes from appointment to appointment before the ceremony, taking photos along the way. I shoot the ceremony itself, and during the reception, I'm shooting speeches and people mingling. I started around 11 a.m. and was due to finish around 7:30 p.m. At around 5 p.m., food is being served, and I was told I cannot stop to eat because I need to be a photographer. In fact, they didn't save me a spot at any table. I'm getting tired and at this point kind of regretting doing this for next to nothing. It's also unbelievably hot. The venue is in an old Veterans Legion, and it's like 110 degrees Fahrenheit with no AC. I told the groom I need to take off for 20 minutes to get something to eat and drink. There's no open bar or anything. I can't even get water, and my 2 water bottles are long empty. He tells me I need to either be photographer or leave without pay. With the heat, being hungry, being generally annoyed at the circumstances, I asked if he was sure, and he said yes, so I deleted all the photos I took in front of him and took off saying I'm not his photographer anymore. If I was to be paid $250, honestly at that point I would have paid $250 just for a glass of cold water and somewhere to sit for 5 minutes. Was I the a-hole? They went right on their honeymoon and they've all been off social media, but a lot of people have been posting on their wall asking about photos with 0 responses.
Dang.
My take is, homeboy agreed to a job. He's signed up for a job of taking photos. And that friend, was it a friend?
Yeah.
Trusted him to get those pictures of that very special time. And those are pictures that you can't get back. Like, you can't replace those pictures. So, if he was that miserable to where he didn't want to continue and didn't want to get paid, okay, whatever, at that point, go home. But at least send the pictures you got already. Because at that point, those pictures are just gone forever. And deleting them in front of them is crazy.
It sounded like both people were really unprofessional, and like definitely a contract needed to be written up or something. So I don't know, like deleting the photos shouldn't have done that, but also like underpaying someone and then not letting them eat is pretty cruel too. It just sounds like they both were immature and like maybe the respect wasn't there. So whoever that was probably shouldn't have agreed to it, and the bride and the groom could have been a lot nicer.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think you probably just shouldn't agree to it in the first place. If there wasn't better rules set out for just how it was all going to go and be handled. But I think once you do agree to it, you're then obligated.
Regrettably.
You're obligated to fulfill that. And unless when he gave you the option to just go, I mean, just go if you really want to go. But you should have handed over the photos you already had.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Come on, spill us your take.
I do not share the same take with y'all at all. I think the guy who posted this is absolutely in the right. Should he have deleted them? It's a very petty thing to do, but so is having this guy who's not an actual photographer not paying him well, which they agreed on the money. Like obviously he said that like he was willing to do that little for a friend. I think that's fine, but the guy who posted this is doing them a favor. He is taking pictures for them for 10 hours for $250. It's not his job. This is not something that he has to do in any way. But like, I think if someone's doing you a favor in this way, and it's like one of the biggest days of your life, you absolutely owe them a level of respect that is higher than almost everyone else in that place. And I think for 10 hours of photos, they can go without 30 minutes worth of no photos in order to supply this guy food and water, considering he's surrounded by people who are eating and drinking, and it was not given a spot here. If he wasn't going to be invited to the wedding anyway, like if they didn't have a seat for him because he wasn't invited to it unless he did this, then they should have
say that.
No, but if there was not a seat for him or anything like that, then if he wasn't taking photos, he probably wouldn't be invited. But like, that's not said. He might have been invited, but like either way, if he was going to be invited, if he didn't take pictures, he should have had a spot. And if he is here just to take pictures, they should have either stated that or still supplied him with food and water. Him saying that he needs a 20-minute break is not too much to ask, especially for 10 hours of labor that he is not supposed to be doing. Like he is not a photographer; he's a dog groomer. Now you know why I said that, because it's like this isn't something that he is used to. And even then, if you pay if you actually paid the appropriate amount for a photographer, you still traditionally let them eat and drink at your wedding.
100%. He definitely should have been treated better by the bride and groom. 100%. They should have made sure he got food. They should have made sure he had whatever to drink and just to be able to like sit down. Of course, 100%. They should have done better in that regard. But he agreed to it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just in the future, if he does that, write a contract. Because I also think him, like, agreeing to do it for so cheap with such little rules made them like more okay with disrespecting him, because they're like, well, he's not a photographer anyway. So just, you have to stand up for yourself in those situations, which sucks because it's like humans should treat each other like humans. But just from a business perspective, regrettably, like, it kind of is on both of them.
I don't think it matters that he's not a photographer or whatever. He's like, I'm not even a photographer. I'm a dog groomer. He literally is the photographer at the wedding. He is getting paid to be the photographer at the wedding. It doesn't matter what his day job is.
Yeah,
I'm curious what what do the comments say?
every comment is on his side.
Mm-hmm.
The opinion
Really?
the opinion I have is the popular one. Maybe I'm biased from seeing the top comment say that he wasn't the a-hole, but I agree with the poster in the original way. I still don't think he should have deleted them. I feel like it'd been like, if you want the photos, give me food.
Yeah.
And then you could give them to him. But like deleting them is a little far. But I think as a whole, like the top comment says, not the a-hole at all. You could have risked your health and they treated you like crap. 110 degrees Fahrenheit and he had no water for hours. That is actually dangerous. The next one said they wanted mates rates, like if they paid you the friend rate but didn't even save you food. Not the a-hole. The dogs are much better people than these friends. And after that, they took you off the guest list for this without mentioning it to you in advance. Like you went in with the expectation to take high quality pictures, and while also being a guest at their event.
Maybe there are details that I missed where going back, if I like when I listen back to this, when I re-hear like the story, I'll be like, yeah, the conditions were just like insane. So like, yeah, I probably would have done the same thing. But just my first take was to be like, come on, man, like that was his job.
Yeah.
And maybe I missed stuff.
Yeah, I think the big thing here that the reason that I don't agree with what you're saying is that like you both have mentioned a couple times that like there should have been a contract involved. And yeah, if he signed something about it, then yeah, he shouldn't have deleted it. He signed up for this. But like I think if you're being offered this, the least you could expect is to have food and water.
Oh, 100%.
Like, so I think like if you're just blatantly disrespected in that way, you almost get a pass for blatantly disrespecting them back.
But if you're paying somebody for food, for pictures, the least you can expect is pictures.
But also keep in mind that after doing all of this, he didn't take the money. He did not actually get the 250 up front. The guy specifically said that like we're giving you the money to be a photographer. Whenever he said that he wanted a 20-minute break, and said that like either like be our photographer or like don't be here. And the guy said don't be here, and he left.
That's just kind of no. I kind of see what you're saying now. That's just kind of crazy. I can't imagine treating somebody like that. I mean, like he was there to take pictures of you. I don't know. I think I could argue both ways.
I could find a way to argue for the other guy, but either way, you're doing a massive favor. If they're trying to have a wedding on a budget and you pay to do, you accept 250 for 10 hours of work, when it's not something that you're traditionally like paid to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to just like not accept being treated badly. Because I've heard many horror stories of people whose entire jobs are this, and they get treated like that and will also leave. I think it's fair. Like.
Yeah, I think from an emotional perspective, like, he is not in the wrong, but taking emotions out of it and just seeing it from the business side of things, it does fall onto him, whether it's, like, fair or not, because he didn't set up things correctly as a business person.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, more on this guy's side, because it's not a case of he has a professional photography business and they professionally hired this guy to professionally take photos of his wedding. It's literally just a friend they said, hey, can you do us a favor? So like he doesn't owe them this. And if they literally straight up say halfway through a wedding that whenever he wants to leave that they're not going to give him the money if he wants food is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I agree. I think. Let us know what you think.
true.
That's the one we could debate back and forth.
I like that we actually didn't agree for once, because that usually doesn't happen.
You were just biased because you had the answers.
I didn't read anything except for the top comment, but while reading the story, I was on this guy's side anyway. I still don't think he should have deleted the pictures, but I don't blame him for doing so. If I was out in that heat with no air conditioning for that amount of time, I would also be mad, and I can't say for sure that I wouldn't delete them either. Like
I must have zoned out a little bit on some of the conditions he was under.
You do admit to not listening to half the things I say on this podcast.
Awkward.
He did that during the entire one where we were debating random topics.
Where we were dating?
We were dating.
I love that podcast.
Whoa. Guys, keep talking.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, have you had the same therapist?
No.
Why was that funny?
Back to the therapy topic is so funny. There's nothing bad about that topic. It's just funny that you're just completely going straight, they're jarring transition straight back into
Have
therapy.
you ever had a bad therapy experience?
Oh, my entire therapy experience was actually kind of bad.
Ooh.
Not like.
Was
I
it like
don't-
a bad therapist or just like emotionally a hard time?
No, I just don't think I had the best therapist. Like, he wasn't terrible, but I don't know if it's just what I needed or like, I would sometimes say like it helped, but I just felt like every time I went to therapy, I just walked out feeling like I was stupid. Because I don't know how, I only did it with like this one guy. So I don't know if other people do it differently, but pretty much every time I went to therapy, he would just tell me about he would ask me why I feel a certain way. I'd be like, I don't know. Then he'd be like, well, then stop feeling that way. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're right.
That's
yeah,
bad.
That's bad.
That is definitely bad, but I do understand not having an answer to that. Cause like sometimes I'll just go to a regular doctor and they're like, "What do you do in your free time?" I'm like, "What do I do in my free
I
time?"
know.
How do I answer that question? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. He just always made me feel stupid. But sometimes it helped. Like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, you're right, I am being dumb.
that reminds me. I saw a tweet that reminds me about what you're talking about right now, where it was like a guy talking about how he just left the doctor's office and the doctor asked him what he does like outside of work, and he was like I play video games and like I just like goof off and stuff like that, and then he just had it was like a picture of a guy with like a massive lollipop and a helicopter hat.
Aw.
That's awesome. That goes awesome.
Okay, I found a new one.
Okay, I'm
Wait,
ready.
Are y'all ready?
I'm so ready.
Am I the a-hole for refusing to punish or allow my wife to punish our son? So, another parent dispute like the first one.
Yay.
We love these. This all started back in March. My son's best friend turned 13. In his family, 13th birthday is a huge deal. In addition to a massive party, which all four of us were invited to, his parents also took him to Disney World. They invited my son to attend as well. My wife was hesitant to consent to this. She said it was unfair to allow our son to go when our 9-year-old daughter can't. Especially since she loves Disney and princesses, I said that our kids won't always have the exact same opportunities, and if we set a precedent here, we'll have to stick to it even, and when our daughter gets a similar opportunity, we'd just be punishing both our children needlessly. My wife reluctantly agreed that we should allow our son to go. I gave our son money to buy his sister souvenirs, he did, and his friend's parents even bought extra stuff for him to give to her. Still, when she saw him come back wearing a Star Wars shirt with a Mickey hat and trading pin lanyard, she burst into tears. My wife later said we'd made a huge mistake and never should have let him go. I, mistakenly, thought all of that was behind us. Now, we are not well off financially, but my brother-in-law is, and he invited all of us to visit a beach house he rented for a summer send-off. My wife told me she wants to have our son stay with my dad and just take our daughter to even the score. I told my wife that is not happening. We are their parents. We can't favor one child over the other. Not being invited to the birthday trip of a kid you barely know is in no way comparable to being left out of a family vacation, and I'm shocked she would even suggest such a thing. I refuse to allow it. Now my wife is angry, but I don't care. I'm not punishing my son for being lucky. Am I the a-hole?
No.
No.
No. Next one.
When she said like the concept of keeping score, like
Evening the score, that's bad.
in
That's
reference
not
to
good.
kids, it's like they're kids. They're not.
Yeah,
It's not,
like, it's important to note here that it's not like this family is not going to Disney themselves and being like, oh, we can only afford for our son to go and not our daughter. It's not fair if we let him go and not her. No, their son was invited by his friend's family, and like the daughter is in no way connected to that. Yeah, if I was their daughter at this point in time, I would also, I'd be like, dang it, that sucks that I can't go. But it's still like,
Well, they gave money for her too. Like they didn't even have to do that.
yeah, no, they bought stuff for her. that like they realize that it sucks to be in the daughter situation, but it's like I've had situations like this come up in my actual like life anyway. What are you giggling about?
Nothing.
Oh,
No, keep going.
say it.
No, keep going.
Say it.
I'm not gonna say anything. Keep going.
Okay, but it's just like I've had plenty of opportunities where my like sister gets to go do something that I didn't get to do, or I got to do something she didn't get to do, and it didn't like create a disconnect in my family at all. It's just something that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing to worry about, and it seems like the mom is favoring the daughter over the son by feeling like they need to even the score. There's nothing to even. The daughter will probably get to go to Disney World eventually anyway.
Disney World.
Disney World, but it's like it's not as big of a deal as the mom is making it seem.
The concept of like absolute fairness equaling the same opportunities just isn't realistic, I think. And also, I think part of the reason that the daughter probably ended up crying and throwing a fit is like the mom is almost like enabling that behavior by being like, well, she should be there and stuff, and you shouldn't go. And it's like, I just feel like the mom's setting a bad example. And I think she has the right intention for wanting fairness, but she may need to take a step back and evaluate like what is fair.
Yeah. Like, do you have anything else to say? I don't think there's like
No,
much to argue there.
I
Honestly.
agree with what both of you said. Are you the only child?
Technically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Next one.
Well, I'll stick with the trend of saying the
No.
top comment, but like
No, do you feel like your parents have favorites?
I have never felt like that wholeheartedly, but there was that period of time when I was younger and my little sister was first born that naturally the younger one is going to get the most attention. But whenever we started to get older, we all kind of just had our own separate relationships with our parents, and I think that was like we never had like an actual favoritism thing. Like I naturally gravitated towards hanging out with my dad more often because we played a lot of video games. My sister talked about a lot of stuff with my mom and watched movies and stuff like that, and my younger sister did both, not with my dad but with my stepdad, and like I never really felt like there was any favoritism there.
I'm 100% my mom's favorite.
You think so?
Yes, and my brother is 100% my dad's favorite, and nobody likes my sister.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but my sister's nobody's favorite, but I've always been my mom's favorite, and I am the youngest.
I make
boy.
jokes about being my mom and dad's favorite
Yeah.
all the time.
I mean, I do too, and neither one of my parents, well, my dad might. I
My-
was gonna say neither one of them would admit it if you asked
Yeah.
them, but if you asked anybody else in my family, they would say the same thing.
My sister sometimes like tells me that I'm my dad's favorite, and like I think I live with him. She doesn't. I think it's just where I hang out with him more.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But like, what we sitting out time was?
We are good if you want to do one or maybe two more.
Okay. Let me get out of here.
Do you need to keep talking?
No.
Back to therapy.
Oh.
So have you had any bad therapy experiences?
Yeah. I originally was going to start therapy, and this therapist I went to, she was a woman, and I don't want to give too many personal details.
Right.
But she was very religious, which is okay. I have no problem with religion. But I would keep bringing up issues, and she'd be like, but have you tried praying about it? Or have you tried, like, reading this book of the Bible? And it just wasn't what I needed. I was like, I'm really depressed and sad.
And so did you feel like you were just kind of getting religion pushed in front of you? Like, as, like, the solution? Yeah. That makes sense.
Found one. You have something to say? You keep talking?
I'm not saying religion can't be a solution. It just wasn't what I needed. That's all.
I just don't know if therapy is the right place to try and introduce that.
Yeah.
I'm a very religious person, and I agree with that. Sometimes you don't always have to bring it into everything.
I mean, especially in a scenario like that, because you don't know if the person you're working with is religious or not. So,
I'm a person who tends to keep my beliefs to myself. There's a time and a place, and stuff like that is not the time or the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
I
I don't think you're saying anything bad by what you were
No.
saying. It's just
No.
like sometimes you just need to not talk about stuff like that. Not everybody agrees with you, and you need to accept that sometimes.
I think a lot of people need to accept that as a fact more.
I agree. Okay.
Anyways,
So I found one last one.
'Kay.
This one is long and split into two parts. So I figured this will just be the
'Kay.
last one we do. Because we haven't had an actual like update one before.
Oh,
This
okay.
one has an update.
let's do it.
So
I'm ready. I am listening. I am engaged.
okay. Am I the a-hole for faking sleeping all night to see if my wife is lying?
Can you repeat that? I wasn't listening.
Am I the a-hole for faking sleeping all night to see if my wife is lying? Did you get it that time?
I'm ready.
The past couple of months, my wife has been complaining about our cats. She's been claiming that the cats wake her up constantly and that she's frustrated every night that she has to get up and open the door for the cats keep making noises, or the cats keep jumping on her. It got to the point where she started saying she wants me to get rid of them. I told her I've never seen or heard any of this, but she claims I sleep through it all. She kept telling me she was getting less and less sleep and kept acting aggressive, blaming the lack of sleep from the cats, and that if I didn't get rid of them, she'd leave me. I legitimately started considering giving the cats to my sister until I noticed something. One morning, she claimed she had gotten up multiple times throughout the night to help the cats. She listed a bunch of times. I thought it was weird because I had been up until 4 a.m. and she claimed that she got up at 1 a.m. to open the door for them, and a few times around 3 a.m. because they were meowing and jumping on her. I was in the bedroom the entire time while she slept, and I know none of this happened. Things weren't adding up, so I decided to run a test. I waited until she had gone to bed, then I let the cats out of our bedroom, lowered my phone brightness, and faked going to sleep. I just laid there in bed for the entire night, bored, but I definitely did not fall asleep. I made sure to make timestamps for every 30 minutes on my phone through Discord just to be sure. I marked down every noise my cats made. One cat had jumped down from something and made a little sound at 3:18 a.m., and one ate food relatively quietly by the bedroom door at 4:57 a.m. Other than that, nothing happened. Sure enough, my wife slept from 11 p.m. until 9 a.m., and that morning she claimed she had woken up at least 7 times to open doors from cat noises and cats jumping on her. At this point, I was mad because she was clearly lying to me. I was exhausted and fed up with the lies, so I just bluntly called her out on it. I told her, "That's funny, I stayed up all night to monitor the cats, and they weren't even in the room at all last night. I have timestamps and everything, so you've been lying to me and trying to convince me to get rid of my cats. Why?" She just sat there, quietly shaking and looking mad, then got up and left without answering. She came back hours later and ignored me whenever I talked, and when I asked her how I'm the bad guy in the situation, she finally said that I was treating her like a child by lying about sleeping and staying up all night just to see if she was lying or not, and that making timestamps and everything as if I was an investigator was going too far and making me an obsessive a-hole. I did it because she was threatening to make me get rid of my cats or she'd leave me, and her claims didn't add up. So, am I an obsessive a-hole? There is an update. Let's put our thoughts here before we do anything.
My original take. Are they married?
Yes.
They are married. My original take is that maybe she has some type of sleeping disorder. Maybe she like has really bad nightmares or something, or maybe there's something happening where she like believes that is the truth. Like she believes it is the case that these cats are like jumping on her, like making her get up. Like she's not trying to lie about that, and it's all like coming from like truth, what she's feeling. That was my original like thought. I was like, maybe that's the case, maybe that's where it's going to go, but I don't know if I believe that anymore, just based off her reaction of getting mad after he brought it up. Because her having that reaction of being mad because he caught her in a lie just makes me feel more like she's lying.
Yeah, she's just lying. I'll let you, before I say anything, I'll let you go since I was the one who read it, but like, go ahead. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I don't see him being the a-hole. I think it's interesting that I feel like she's almost trying to like be controlling and isolating. That may be too big of a jump, but it definitely interests me. And her reaction to like when he called her out and she got mad and like then tried to flip it, like that was a red flag to me. So no, I don't see him being the problem.
Yeah, I'll share the opinion. We agree again this time.
Dang it!
I had to go back up to the top after I finished reading to make sure it did say wife, because in this situation I'm like, if it was a boyfriend and a girlfriend and she just like was like threatening to leave over pets, I've seen that happen plenty of times. If their like an actual married couple. We don't know how long they've been married, I don't think. But like, and the cats are this big of an issue for her, that should have been something that came out a long time ago. And he did specifically say that he was willing to give the cats to his sister. I personally love like my dogs. I've like always had a dog from like ever since I was a kid. I've never lived without one at some point in my life. So like, if my girlfriend suddenly was just like, I hate dogs, I don't want them, that would be a huge issue for me.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this is a husband and wife. If she did not want to live in a house that had pets, this is something that she should have discussed long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the fact that he was willing to give them up when she had a valid reason was like a good note for his side. And him staying up and finding out that she was lying about it just to get rid of them is a bad note on her side. If she really just straight up did not want the cats, that is a conversation to have with your husband. Couples therapy, more therapy.
Woo!
Like, I think he, with how he said he was willing to get rid of them whenever they were an actual problem, according to her. I think if she just said, hey, like, I just don't really, like, I don't think I can live with them anymore, that is a conversation that could have been had, and he could have found a different home for them if he was willing to. That is a conversation that should have happened. Lying about it is bad and should not have happened, obviously. Like,
I'm interested to see, and I hope we see why she lied.
Yeah, it seems like there's another issue going on here that's maybe being like masked with the cats, whether it's jealousy or like just something.
Yeah, Bree brought up her being jealous or whatever. I wonder if maybe that is the reason of. Maybe he gives the cats a lot of attention. Maybe she's jealous of the attention.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's allergic.
yeah. I think he would know that.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
I'll read the update, and I literally just read the first instance of the update while you guys were talking, and like, be real, I don't know how this correlates yet, but maybe I'll figure it out. But right now, I just like it doesn't connect to the end of the last post. So I don't really know what's going on. But update: my wife has been Baker acted. She did not hurt herself. She just said something concerning in public. I don't. Do you know what Baker acted means? Do either? Can one of y'all look that up real quick? Because I feel like that might add important context. I don't know what Baker acted. Baker acted. ACTED. Like two separate words.
The context made it sound like something mentally going on.
Baker acted refers to the Florida Mental Health Act, a law that allows for the involuntary hospitalization of individuals who are experiencing a mental health crisis and pose a danger to themselves or others.
That's an important thing to know. That completely changes how I'm about to read this update.
Maybe she's got skids.
Yeah, I'm glad we paused for that.
Yeah, okay, good. I got a call from the hospital this morning asking me to head over for some family therapy. Apparently she finally wanted to talk. I'll be honest, I'm pretty mad at the reason why she's been so hateful towards my cats. It's absolutely asinine. It's nothing that anyone has suggested. She's not cheating. She's not sick physically or mentally. She's not bored of the relationship and looking for an out. According to her, one of the cats stepped on her laptop and ruined a story she was writing. She's hated both cats ever since. I mean, that sucks, but it's not worth trying to emotionally blackmail me into getting rid of them. I asked her why she didn't just tell me the truth and why she'd been lying and refusing to talk about it when I asked. Her answer was, because you wouldn't have gotten rid of them otherwise, and explained that when she saw I wasn't willing to abandon them for her, she took offense and made it a goal to have me pick her over them. Whew. Sickening. I don't know why she actually admitted to it all. The woman with us asked me how I felt about it, and she told the truth. Oh, and I told the truth. I told her it was a nice run, but I'm probably going to want a divorce. It was a nice run. I was asked why, and I told them. I've seen a new hateful, malicious side of her that I want nothing to do with. She was so set on getting rid of the cats over a fan fiction being ruined that she manipulated her husband. My wife started shouting at me, saying that I betrayed her and that I'm scum for choosing animals over her. At least cats don't give ultimatums like she gave. It sucks that she's been Baker acted and all I guess, but it's for the best right now. She'll have time to process it all in a safe environment and hopefully come to terms with it. Bad husband, I know. I'm coming. Hang on. I'm almost sure I'm going for divorce. That word was not even remotely in that sentence.
It didn't even say.
I'm very.
Man just said it.
All right.
I'm very worried about having her in the same house as my cats. I want my cats safe. I don't want to worry about them being harmed or disappearing. Screw that. I guess I'll do what almost all of you suggested. Keep the cats, reown the life. not how I wanted it to end, but life isn't always nice. And then, if I may, I want to clear up some things from the original post. I did not stare at her all night. We have a mute TV with subtitles playing every night. I subtly watch TV while paying attention to the cat sounds. I'm not allowed to install cat doors, and she won't let me keep the doors open. Apartment rules. Why did I instantly assume she was lying? I'm unfamiliar with mental health / diseases. I know about some diseases, but ones that make you think your dreams happened. Tumors that make you see / hear / remember non-existent things. Sorry that I wasn't aware of these possibilities, so when someone tells me events happened when they literally didn't, I generally assume they're lying. Shame on me. So that's the whole thing.
So, I guess I was kind of right with what I said to begin with.
Partially. So it seems like there was something mentally going on, but also the whole thing about, like, she wanted the cats gone because one of them, like, messed up her fan fiction on her laptop. First of all, what is she using that does not have an undo button?
That was when you said that, me and Brie looked at each other like, what?
Second of all, like,
the cat, like, just, imagine the cat kept running over the keyboard, like, it wrote his own fanfiction. Like, what did he do to mess up?
That would be really funny if it's just like we read this completely wrong, and it's like it was supposed to just be some regular fan fiction, but the cat just like took over the story. He perfectly typed out a new one, and she's like, "That was bad. I hate that one." But like, I do want to know, like, I feel like I have had a cat hop on my keyboard before while I was typing like a school essay. And it's like,
me too. And then I hit backspace.
Yeah,
backspace.
you just delete what they typed or undo what they undid. Like, it's not that hard. I like that's just a very childish thing, especially since it's like just a fan fiction that she's probably not gonna profit off of. If this cat somehow managed, she was like an actual like author, like famous author, she's like the final chapter of her book or whatever, and this cat somehow like breaks the computer or some crap like that, maybe I'd get it. But it's a fan fiction that the cat just stepped on the keyboard. What did the cat do?
How old is she again?
Did it say? Let me look. There's no ages in
No
this.
ages.
I will look through the comments while y'all discuss, but see if I can find anything. But
Well, my thing is, like, why was she writing fan fiction anyways?
I mean, more power to you if you want to write fan fiction. I mean, go for it.
I know a lot of people. I mean, I've never like met someone, but I've heard a lot of like it's just a thing that a lot of people use just to get thoughts out. If you really like some sort of media and you want to write it, it makes a lot of people read it all the time. I know a lot of people who read it all the time. I've never partook.
You're
I'm
not a big fanfic guy?
Not a big fanfic guy. I did try to write one whenever I was like 10.
Oh.
Yeah, we were both like,
I thought you were gonna be like yesterday.
Not anytime recently at all. I was in like the very final moments of elementary school, and I tried to write one, and I was like, I don't even like this. Like, what am I doing?
About who?
What do you mean about who? Like, what it was from? It was Star Wars.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you're writing it.
Have you ever watched Star Wars? Okay, you haven't.
Didn't have to call me out like that.
Yeah, it was just gonna be like a short book. Cause I think I was doing it with like my friends to like figure out who could write the best one or something like that. But then we all get bored because we realized it wasn't fun. But it was like a short book type thing where it was just like chapter based, telling Obi-Wan Kenobi, my favorite character in Star Wars, he was doing a part of the story, and then Darth Maul, my favorite villain in Star Wars, was also doing his part, and it was chapter based where each chapter would be what they were doing until like they met up and the story continued. That was the plot of it, but like
I think that's a little bit different than what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's
what
not
do
the
you think? Are you
fan fiction
thinking,
I was
like,
thinking.
the nasty kind, where it's like
Yes,
That's cute.
I was
Harry and
definitely
Ron playing with their wands.
I was definitely thinking about the nasty.
Yeah.
No, that's not at all what I would. That's not what I would be interested in writing at all.
That's why the cat was trying to delete it.
Maybe I wouldn't have gotten bored if
Yeah.
I was writing that.
Oh.
But we don't know what kind she was writing. I really wish that was specified.
Me too.
It'd be really funny.
I feel like we made the right assumption.
Yeah. I don't know. There was definitely some red flags, and I'm glad that she got admitted. I hope she gets the help that she needs.
I will say I'm very glad that I was looking in the comments because way like 8 comments down, I found another update from the original poster.
Okay.
Ooh.
I wish you would have put this in the post, but we still see it, so it's okay. Update for those who see it. Well, she's gone for now. By that, I mean I kicked her out of the house. Why? Because she's been in the bedroom for hours now, watching YouTube, refusing to talk to me about what's happened. A few minutes ago, one of the cats started meowing and scratching to get in the room. Within seconds of him doing that, she ran over to the door and kicked it really hard and screamed, "This is all your fault, F
Oh,
off."
bro.
It scared the crap out of the cat, and he hid under a couch. I opened the door and asked her what the deal was, that it could have hurt the cat, and she said, "Good, F the cat." So I told her to get out of the
Well, don't
house.
do
Maybe that was the fanfiction.
Ugh.
So I told her to get out of the house and go find somewhere to stay for a while. She tried to cry her way out of a situation, but I told her it was enough. I'm done. She had every opportunity to talk to me, and now she's screaming at the cats and kicking doors and scaring them. I tried to listen and offered help, but she wanted none of it. Too late. As she was leaving, I told her she can call me when she's calmed down and willing to talk. I'm just so drained at this point, I tried. I gave her the chance to talk before all this, and she insisted there was nothing to talk about. I may not have handled it the most mature/healthy way, sure, but I tried. Maybe this can be fixed, maybe not. I had hope a few hours ago. Now I'm just whatever. I'm so sorry. I think I'm done replying for now. So much is going on, so much to think about. Too many trollish comments and messages. Too many people coming up with conspiracy theories. Too many people who can't read or bother to check my comments. It's all so tiresome. Life is fun, though. And that's the last we hear about him.
My take is, I hope she gets the help that she
Yeah,
needs.
she's having a mental health crisis.
She obviously needs some help. She was Baker acted. Figured out what that meant thanks to Google.
Hashtag Baker Act.
Yeah.
Maybe don't hashtag that.
Baker acted goes awesome.
No.
But yeah,
Me
overall,
when I write fan fiction and then get Baker acted. Hashtag that goes awesome.
I feel like after reading the whole thing, I still stand by the fact that the husband is not the a-hole.
Mm-hmm.
I am even more annoyed at the wife for straight up kicking the cat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't completely blame her because I think it's obvious, at least from my POV, that she's going through a crisis.
Oh, yeah,
but
no,
get
for
her
sure.
away from the cats.
She clearly has mental issues.
Yeah, she just gave that cat one too.
Yeah.
Like that is bad. And honestly, like, he said that he didn't deal with it the most mature way or whatever.
Yeah. She
I
just needs some
don't
help.
care what you're going through. If you're like in my house and you like actually full on kick one of my like animals,
Oh yeah.
you're out of the house for
no.
me too. Like
Mhm.
I don't care if it's not the mature way to handle it. I ain't talking to you anymore. You're out of the house. I'll talk to you later when you're not gonna attack my animal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any form of animal abuse is a really bad sign.
I think any form of
People.
abuse personally is a bad sign.
Yeah, that's who I guess.
Bree's like, animal abuse? No, but human abuse.
Yes.
Woo!
Cool.
Hashtag
Someone's
that
gonna
goes
get Baker
awesome.
Somebody is about to get Baker acted.
But yeah, he's not the a-hole. She is, but she has issues.
Yeah,
So, like,
hopefully
it's-
she gets help. And
It's a tough situation
not
to say
quite
someone
bad.
who has mental illnesses is the a-hole. But she is. But hopefully she gets help and is better. We don't know if that ever happened.
No.
But hopefully it did, because help goes awesome, and therapy goes
Therapy
awesome.
goes awesome.
And this podcast went awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you made it this far, you should definitely have left a comment with one of your takes by now, because I'm sure we probably said something along this whole journey that you probably disagree with. And
Yeah.
Especially YouTube.
we'd love to hear about it. We'd also like to hear how you felt about Bree being on the podcast.
Woo!
Because I have a feeling she might be back for another one.
That's an insane feeling. I don't know if I'd bring her back for a second episode.
And if you don't think Bree goes awesome, let us know so we can just not invite her back.
And comment down below. Do you write fan fiction?
Better yet, don't comment if you do. Comment your fan fiction.
Yeah.
Good job, Brie. I think you earned your spot on the next episode.
Well, anyways, y'all know the drill. Like the stuff, comment on the stuff. Let us know if you enjoyed it. Let us know everything. I've been Jaden.
I am still Christian.
I'm Brie.
And Zoe slept through the whole podcast.
Yes, girl.
We are out.